The lights flicker, then die. Silence descends, but it's not peaceful. Your phone has no signal. The internet is gone. Water stops running from the tap. This isn't a simple blackout. This is the first strike in a new kind of war, a war fought not with bombs and bullets, but with bits and bytes. This is the dawn of Cyber World War III. Imagine a sophisticated, coordinated attack targeting the heart of a nation's infrastructure, its power grid. This isn't the work of a lone hacker in a basement. This is a state-sponsored act of digital aggression, meticulously planned and ruthlessly executed. The goal isn't just to cause a blackout. It's to paralyze an entire country, sow chaos, and bring a superpower to its knees without firing a single shot. The initial breach is insidious. A malicious piece of code, a digital sleeper agent, is activated. It may have been lying dormant for months, even years, hidden within the complex software that manages the flow of electricity. It begins to systematically shut down power plants, overload transformers, and sever connections. Within minutes, entire cities go dark. Hospitals lose power, their backup generators struggling to keep life support machines running. Traffic lights fail, causing gridlock and chaos on the streets. Financial markets freeze as trading systems go offline. It's a cascading failure, a digital domino effect that ripples through every aspect of modern life. In the shadows, a hidden battle begins. Inside secure government bunkers, teams of cyber defenders spring into action. Their first move is triage, containment. They use what are known as defensive firewalls, not just to block incoming attacks, but to create digital quarantines. They race to isolate the infected parts of the grid network from the healthy ones, trying to stop the digital plague from spreading. It's like building fire breaks in a raging forest fire, a desperate attempt to save what they can. But this is no ordinary malware. It's intelligent, adaptive, and designed to fight back. This is where artificial intelligence enters the fray. AI-assisted defensive tools are deployed. Digital antibodies programmed to hunt down and neutralize the hostile code. These AI systems can analyze trillions of data points per second, identifying the malware signature, predicting its next move, and attempting to halt its spread in real. It's a high-speed chess match played at the speed of light, with the fate of millions hanging in the balance. Human operators watch, guiding the AI, making split-second decisions that could either reclaim the grid or lose it forever. While the defensive battle rages, another team is working on a different problem: retaliation. In deep, classified sections of the military's cyber command, options for a counterstrike are being secretly prepared. This isn't about revenge. It's about deterrence and strategic response. They need to show the attacker that such an act comes with devastating consequences. The question is no longer asterisk if asterisk they should strike back, but asterisk how asterisk and asterisk when asterisk when asterisk. The retaliation options are varied and severe, each carrying its own immense risk. Simultaneously, the nation's conventional military posture shifts dramatically. This isn't just a cyber problem anymore. It's a national security crisis of the highest order. The nuclear command and control systems, the ultimate deterrent, are placed on heightened alert. This is a signal to the world that the nation is facing an existential threat and is prepared to respond with overwhelming force, if necessary. It's a move designed to make any adversary think twice before escalating further. On the seas, naval fleets begin to reposition. Aircraft carriers and their strike groups move to secure critical maritime choke points, the narrow straits and canals through which a huge portion of global trade and communication flows. Control of these points is crucial. It's about protecting supply lines, but it's also about projecting power and preparing for a potential physical conflict that could erupt from the digital one. Above the Earth, the game changes too. A constellation of surveillance satellites, the nation's eyes in the sky, begins actively scanning the globe for unusual activity. They're not just looking for missile launches or troop movements anymore. They're monitoring adversary nations' power grids, communication hubs, and military installations for signs of an impending follow-up attack or preparations for a broader conflict. Every blip, every energy surge, is analyzed for hostile intent. Now comes the most dangerous part, the escalation dilemma. The cyber forensics teams, working tirelessly through the digital rubble, have a breakthrough. They've traced the attack's origin. They know who did it. The president is briefed in the situation room. The attacker has been identified. The room is tense. The world holds its breath. What happens next could change the course of history. A cyber response is on the table. A proportional retaliation designed to cripple the aggressor without necessarily starting a shooting war. The first option is to disable their command and control infrastructure. This means launching a counterattack aimed at the very military and intelligence networks they used to orchestrate the initial strike. It would be a digital decapitation, leaving their leadership blind and their forces in disarray. A second, more economically devastating option is to target their financial networks. Imagine wiping out their stock market, freezing their central bank's assets, and corrupting their entire financial system. It would trigger an economic collapse, a powerful blow delivered without dropping a single bomb. This form of warfare could cripple a nation for years, potentially leading to massive civil unrest and a change in leadership. Then there is the third, and perhaps most audacious, option: cutting their undersea cables. These fiber optic lines are the physical backbone of the global internet, carrying over 95% of all international data. Severing these connections would effectively unplug the adversary nation from the rest of the world. Their economy would grind to a halt. Their government would be isolated. Their ability to project power globally would vanish overnight. It would be the modern equivalent of a total naval blockade. But each of these options is a step up the ladder of escalation. Each one carries an immense risk of spiraling out of control. Disabling a military command network could be interpreted as a prelude to a physical invasion. Attacking a financial system could be seen as an act of total economic war, justifying a conventional military response. Cutting undersea cables could be considered an act of war by not just the target nation, but by all nations who rely on that global connectivity. This is the terrifying threshold of Cyber World War III. It sets a point where the lines between digital and physical conflict blur completely. A retaliatory cyberstrike, no matter how justified, could be the spark that ignites a global inferno. The adversary, finding their own systems crippled, might feel they have no choice but to respond with conventional weapons, missiles, planes, and troops. An attack on a satellite could be next, leading to a war in space. We stand at a precipice. The leaders in that situation room face a choice that no generation before them has ever had to make. Do they absorb the first blow, a devastating but non-lethal attack, an attempt to de-escalate? Or do they respond in kind, asserting their power but risking a chain reaction that could lead to unimaginable destruction? The first shots of the next world war might not be heard. They might just be the silent, invisible cascade of failing code that brings our modern world to a complete standstill. The battlefield is everywhere, and the front line is connected to every single device we own. The question we must all ask ourselves is, are we prepared? Thank you for watching. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our future scenarios.